Imagine waking up to a world where the idea of eating meat has vanished overnight, and with it, every farm animal on Earth. The pastures once filled with billions of animals now stand empty, and the global appetite for meat is simply gone. Food-related greenhouse gas emissions would instantly drop by over 60% as the livestock industry vanishes. The methane, nitrous oxide, and carbon dioxide once produced by animal agriculture would cease, letting the planet breathe easier. Land the size of Africa, once used for grazing and feed, would suddenly be free. Vital ecosystems like the Amazon spared from further destruction. Water use and pollution from animal waste would plummet, and the infrastructure of meat production would become obsolete overnight. Humanity would face a seismic shift, the collapse of a food system built over millennia, and the urgent need to reinvent how we feed ourselves. The environmental benefits would be immediate, but the social and economic upheaval would be profound. Our relationship with food, land, and survival would be forced into a new era, one where plants take center stage. The journey forward would demand unprecedented adaptation as we build a new food system from the ground up. The economic shock would be immediate. Millions of farmers, fishers, and workers in the meat industry suddenly jobless. Cultures built around livestock and fishing would face an existential crisis, losing not just income but identity and tradition. Supermarkets would empty, prices for plant foods would soar, and food insecurity would spike as the world scrambles to adapt. Nations reliant on meat imports or with harsh climates would struggle most, facing urgent shortages. Yet, as former livestock lands are converted to crops, plant-based food supplies would gradually rise. Over time, less land and water would be needed, and healthy diets could become more affordable than ever before. The chaos would give way to a new equilibrium, one where the global food system is more efficient and sustainable. The transition would be turbulent, but the long-term benefits could reshape our world. Decades after the disappearance of meat, nature would reclaim what was lost. Forests would regrow on land once cleared for grazing, acting as massive carbon sinks and restoring biodiversity. Oceans, freed from relentless fishing, would teem with life as fish and marine mammals rebound. Coral reefs and marine ecosystems would recover, and the entire food web would stabilize. On land, the end of industrial feed crops would allow pollinators and wildlife to flourish. Cleaner air, fresher water, and thriving habitats would become the new normal. Humanity's relationship with nature would shift, from domination to stewardship. The world would be wilder, more beautiful, and more resilient than it's been in centuries. A global shift to plant-based diets would spark a public health revolution. Millions of lives saved from chronic diseases linked to meat. Healthcare systems would be relieved, and the risk of pandemics and antibiotic resistance would drop dramatically. Over generations, humans might even evolve to better process plant nutrients. Culinary traditions would transform, with chefs and home cooks exploring the endless variety of plant-based foods. New flavors, dishes, and techniques would emerge, celebrating the diversity of the plant kingdom. Food would remain central to culture, but expressed through a more sustainable and creative lens. The loss of meat would challenge identities, but also inspire innovation and resilience. Humanity would adapt, finding new ways to thrive and celebrate together. In reality, global meat consumption is still rising, and our food system's emissions threaten the planet's future. The idea of an overnight meatless world is a thought experiment, but it reveals the power of our choices. Abrupt change would cause chaos, but gradual, conscious shifts can achieve real progress. Reducing beef, lamb, and dairy, even without going fully meatless, can dramatically cut emissions. Every meal is a chance to make a difference. Small changes by many can reshape the world. The future doesn't require radical overnight change, but thoughtful, collective action. By choosing more plants and less resource-intensive meat, we can heal the planet and build a sustainable food system. The journey starts with what we put on our plates, one meal at a time.